Hi, we don't know what day it is because we just randomly put our local twist with Tam and Disch up on YouTube these days. So, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. I am
you can
Disch,
guess what day it is. I am Tam.
and this is the local twist with Tam and Disch. And this week we are going to actually be highlighting the Phillips School District. And usually we just do what we want to and what we're interested in. So we're going to stop by and see Rebecca Lovejoy and Kyle Schleiffe from the choral department.
Choral department and the Phillips band department.
And we're gonna see Justin Lindgren from the band department later on today as well. And we're also gonna touch on some Northwoods Players things because they're important to me and it's my show. So that's what we're gonna do.
When did it become your show? The other thing that we are going to do too is stop in and check on the Phillips boys basketball team. They are practicing on their day off today.
Yes, so we're gonna stop by and see them as well.
Can we please, and I mean interrupt you, can we get back? I would really like to hit some of that local news too. Maybe we can do that later.
Of course, we can do whatever we want.
I have to get it.
You have to watch it. We don't have to. I suppose you can turn it off right now.
We're so grateful that you do.
We are. Thank you so much. A couple of very odd things happened to me this morning, and I want to talk about it just because it's...
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Okay, so... Actually, first I want to talk about last night. I have this little, like, sinus stuffy...
A little drippage going on.
I have drippage. I have nasal drippage. Nasal drippage.
Can you hear your voice talking inside your head, too?
Yes, I can't believe that you guys want to listen to it. I don't even want to hear it. Anyway, so I was talking to my aunt, and, you know, God bless her soul, she's like 800 years old. Well, she's not. She's like 70-something.
Okay.
And I probably shouldn't have said that because she watches. Anyway, she's like, well, use a neti pot.
Oh, yes, I've used one of those.
I was like, I didn't even know what it is.
Did you use one?
And she's like, well, it's this like teapot type thing that you pour into your nose and you suck it.
Right,
and then you spit out the water. And first of all, that thought, one, never occurred to me and doesn't sound appealing at all. So I'm looking through the house and I've got, you know, one of the old school teapot type things. And that wouldn't work. That doesn't go on my nose. And I have a big schnoz, but it's got like that.
Did you get a neti pot?
No, what I did was I took our turkey baster. And I thought, this'll work. This'll be fine.
You did not.
So I took some warm water and I put it in a cup and I put some sea salt in it. Because she said, and you need to have warm salt water. So I'm thinking, okay. She didn't tell me a ratio, though. She didn't say like 1 teaspoon of salt to like 4 cups. No, she just said pour salt in water. And I did.
I'm sorry.
And I gotta tell you, that was probably the most traumatic experience I've ever experienced in my entire life. I take this and it's just a cup this big and I fill it half full with warm water and I just pour salt in. And I'm like, I don't know how much is enough.
So did you shove the turkey baster up your face? Or did you tip your head back? How did you do
No, I stirred it up and then I, you know, bullbird or whatever it is, the stuff in the turkey baster. And I just kind of tilt my head and I stuff one and then I go, well, when I went, I didn't go.
Oh, no.
So it kind of went, whoa! It's just like all over.
So did it clean you out?
Well, it burned a lot.
I have a neti pot.
And I cried. I cried initially because I was way too much salt. And that wasn't fun at all. I'm still tasting it. And then I poured more water in there to even out the ratio. And I did it, and I sucked it. And I swear...
I hope you're not having breakfast or your dinner right now.
The Mount St. Helens of snot came and just left my mouth.
I hate talking about boogers.
There was nothing solid about it. It was all just salty liquid. It's a garbage can right here. This is gonna be awesome if she actually vomits on camera because we're gonna put it up anyway.
Moving on.
So I'm, you know, trying to get over this, and everybody knows when you're congested and when you're sinusy, you really don't think right. You know, you kind of lose.
Oh, you shove turkey basters up your nose.
Yeah, that's what you do. You lose kind of focus, and you're just groggy.
Right.
You know,
makes you feel tired all the time.
All the time, and I woke up this morning to get ready, and I got dressed, and I made my coffee, and then I put my tie around my neck. and I went to go let the dog out and start the car. And then I come back in and I finish, you know, getting my bag
where's
ready.
Your tie?
I don't know. I have no clue where my tie is. I like I said, I put it around my neck. It wasn't tied or anything, just loosely hanging. And I let the dog out, started the car, came back in.
Did the dog take your tie?
I'm thinking so.
Maybe he did it on purpose.
That little rapscallion.
Have you when you go to the bathroom, check too, because sometimes things fall.
Well, I convinced myself before I left the house that I looked everywhere for it. Realistically, I probably looked like nowhere and just left.
Because guys do that. Jason will ask me the exact same thing. Hey, where is the chapstick lighter? And I say, oh, it's
chapstick lighter.
It's in the top.
Everybody's got
those. It doesn't matter what it is. It's in the top drawer, or it's in the bag drawer at the very back. He's looking for the screwdriver yesterday. I can't find it. It looks like a screwdriver, by the way. He goes again. I can't find it. I go in there. It's exactly in the spot where I say it's going to be.
I disagree. Not all men do that because I know where everything is in my house. I know where everything is on my desk until somebody comes along and cleans it unnecessarily. But even when, on the off chance that somebody in my house puts something away,
see, now that's where
I know where it is because I know where it's supposed to be and I know where it was.
See, in our house, if I say, oh, it's in the cupboard, that means it's in the cupboard by the front door. If I say it's in your drawer, that means it's in the top desk drawer, which is deemed your drawer. If I say it's in your box, it's like a little jewelry box that he has. I can say those 3 things for the past 3 years. He will still ask me, what cupboard? So, and then we get yelled at because as women, if we put something away, that means we lost it.
No, you can't do that because I get yelled at. Okay, I want to preface this because she says that men do this, but as women, you get in trouble. Okay, I am the only male able to put things away in my house.
Do you put your own things away?
I put everything away.
Well, then you're ahead of the game. You probably know where your socks and your underwear.
The 5 other people in my house who all don't have a Y chromosome have the inherent inability to put anything away. And when they do, it's in the wrong spot. So then I get in trouble because they can't find it later on.
I really can't wait for your wife to comment it right here.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Right. Let's give something away.
What can we give away today?
How about we give away, I don't know, we'll come up with something later. We're going to give something away.
It's going to be a surprise. You'll have to wait till the end.
Pay attention. We'll see you in a little bit when we're at Phillips High School. Take away my turkey baster, snot-faced head thing. All right, we are here at the Phillips Middle School, joined by Rebecca Lovejoy, who is the director of all things choral here in Phillips, and Kyle Schleife, who is the greatest talent that Phillips has ever seen. Sure. He paid me a lot of money to say that.
We are going to make him sing now.
Yes, he has to sing.
Uh-oh.
So we'll put a snippet in there. Well, didn't you just get done with solo ensemble, or is that coming up?
That's coming up.
That's coming up. You've got your solo prepared for that, right?
Yes, I've been doing auditions for colleges.
Well, good, because we're going to hear a portion of it.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So you actually have to audition to go to college now?
Yes.
I just
for the music program.
I just sent them my money and said, please let me in.
You don't have to audition to get
Well, I still have to give them money.
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why we're here is because, one, we're promoting everything Phillips High School and Middle School this week, which we're very proud to do, and also because we have something very cool coming up for the choral department, which is on this piece of paper.
It is called Revoiced, and that is coming Wednesday, February 12th at 7 p.m. to the Phillips High School.
She can read real good.
Not very well.
Yeah, she can read real good. What is Revoiced?
Revoiced is a 5-man a cappella group, and what that means is that they sing basically pop covers without any instrumental background. So all the voices make the sounds of the instruments, and they're just really fun. I keep telling people, if you've seen the movie Pitch Perfect, you kind of get the idea of what you're about to experience. So
cool. And you said that there's no instruments at all. So
no instruments.
So if there's like a drum beat behind it.
It's a guy making the sounds with his voice.
Which is really nice because you don't need a fiberglass cage to keep the drummer quiet.
True, that's true, yeah. No. I have given some attempts at vocal percussion. I'm not very good.
Oh, come on, try it. Nobody's watching anyway.
I was teaching my 6th graders. The standard starting point is to just say boots and cats over and over again. So say boots and cats and boots and cats. And
really?
It's the basic beat. Yeah, it's fun. So then you get all the little teenage boys running around making that sound all over school. That's where you start. These guys are much more sophisticated.
Much more sophisticated, yeah. Oh, now it says here that they pretty much cover the spectrum of music. Maroon 5, Rascal Flatts, Ben Folds. I'm a huge fan of Ben Folds. But also you have Chubby Checker and Ludacris.
They have played with all of these people.
Yeah, you know, I don't actually know a ton about their Ludacris performing. I'm assuming they maybe one of the guys in the group went and performed with him at some point.
Oh, it's because I can't read.
The opening
Yeah,
act.
they-
Did you
they
see me give
opened
me?
for these.
Yes, they haven't been in the group Ludacris. They
Got it.
performed along with.
Don't I feel silly?
So Wednesday, February 12th, this is going to be at 7 p.m. It's $10 for the show, $15 for dinner and the show. Throw a little $5 extra in there to have the dinner.
Sure. We're having a spaghetti dinner, dessert
Ooh.
and salad and garlic bread, and Tara Gassman down in the kitchen is kind of helping us out with that, so we're really grateful to the kitchen staff for giving us a little support there.
Why are your 11s showing? You look baffled.
No, I can't read. So I look at the pretty picture and try to figure out what's going on. Where can they get tickets?
Tickets are being sold at First National Bank, both the one in Phillips and the one up in downtown Park Falls. If they really can't get to either of those locations, they can contact me. My contact information, I don't know if you can put it on your website, otherwise you can just call the school and they can give you contact
It is
information.
R Lovejoy at phillips.k12.wi.us.
Sure.
You got that all? Nailed it. What else is going on in the choral department these days?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on. Actually, just last night, I took a whole group of kids down to UW Eau Claire, and they got to experience...
Where were you when I was in school? You never got to leave town.
Oh, well...
You have to remember, though, we have to preface this. When you went to school, there was only one classroom and one teacher for everyone. So.
There was also only one bully.
Is
But
that
may
Paul?
he
That was
rest in
random.
peace.
May he rest in peace.
I thought there was like a story after that.
I
No.
said may he rest in peace.
Oh.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So that was really fun. The kids really, really enjoyed that show. Coming up soon, we have our Solo Ensemble Festival, which is actually being hosted here. So anybody in the community who's interested is welcome to stop in and see our kids perform, see the kids from both Park Falls and Prentice come up here and perform as well. And that's all. The kids have been working really hard, and we've already been preparing for that. After that, we have our festival concerts, so the whole choir gets to go perform for a judge. And last year, they did very, very well. I was very, very proud of their performance. They got the highest rating possible, and the judges were very, very enthusiastic in their comments. So that was really fun.
Good, good, very good. What do you do for solo ensemble? You just stand there and look pretty?
Oh yeah. I do music theater pieces to classical pieces to duets to... There was an a cappella group that we were going to do. But
Well, we're doing that, but it's not going to be for solo ensemble. That's a little like side. I'm kind of starting an a cappella group here, and we're starting small, just a little group that meets during lunch.
Are you going to be the beatboxer?
maybe.
No, he's going to actually be the bass because the rest it's an all-female group, but we didn't have any girls low enough to sing the low part, so he's going to come in and sing bass.
And
for
I'm a
us.
tenor.
Yeah, he's a tenor, but he's singing bass for a female group.
Yeah, so
It
I'm
works.
confused.
that makes sense.
Now,
If this is where you're going to tell him to smoke a great big cigar before dawn,
no, that wasn't it at all.
you will hit the note.
I'm trying to envision the wardrobe because it's an all-female group and now you're in it. Is it
I'll be
a
behind
wig,
the curtain.
a wig and...
If you wear
No,
those
he
shoes,
just gets to be the lucky guy that's
Yeah.
surrounded by all the girls.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
wear those shoes, wear those shoes, wear those shoes.
Yes, Tammy's enamored by
They look
Kyle's
like
shoes.
Franco
We're gonna-
Sardo. I'm not sure if they are, but they
show
are.
Kyle's
Yeah.
shoes.
Well, I'm
here.
happy I wore these today.
See, look at
The bottom of the shoe.
yeah, here's the sole of my shoe. Look how wonderful that is. Oh.
Like
Okay.
the ratings
Maybe I should
up.
have worn better shoes today. I didn't realize I was being
Good
judged
shoe
on
day.
footwear.
She did her hair though. She got her hair done.
I did. Mindy Carnish over at Studio One did this for me this morning.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's putting up a poster for me, so I got to do what I can to help her out.
Okay, in our next segment, we will have Kyle. He didn't know he was going to sing, but he's going to sing. Now, a little bit, well, you can choose what you're going to sing.
We're going to have him do his selection and then a little clip of Taylor Swift.
Okay, up next, Kyle Schleife singing something.
Uh-oh.
Whatever you're
Shake a leg here, shake a leg there. Laugh a little, smile a little, spread a little cheer. Brother Will, Brother John, Brother Will, Brother John, Brother Will. Brother John, I mope around with funereal faces. Where pop your leg and loosen the traces. Take a little joy, take a little pleasure. Out to the ladies, dance, measure. Brother Will, Brother John, Brother Will, Brother John, Brother Will. Brother John, you'll have to leave it when the coffee is on. You can't take it too
All right, we are back here with our Catkins Rescue of the Week, and we're actually in studio this time.
Because it's cold out.
Yes. And we have a live animal. We're so excited to have Laura here from Catkins. Say hi, Laura.
I'm excited to be back.
And we have our Rescue of the Week, sponsored by Phillips Veterinary Clinic, 715-339-2605. Has this little rugrat been to see Drs. Fleming and Buckley yet?
Not yet. He's actually pretty new. He and, let's see, his mom and his aunt. And
did you do a genealogy?
I did. I have
Yeah.
a whole family tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ancestrycat.com.
Yeah.
Except that for kitties, it's not a family tree, it's a scratching post.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I feel
Yes.
like we could even do a graphic on
Yeah.
the wall with the recipe for it.
Do you know if your scratching post branches off in more direction than one?
I'm sure it does. I'm sure scratching post branches all over.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because normally kitties that, they're raised on the farm and you say 4 generations, they walk like this.
Like
They look
Robo.
like Rumbo. No, and he wasn't raised on the farm. He was the workers got to
That's
the dairy
so
barn in the
sad.
morning, and there was a
Aw.
box, and these little guys were in the box.
Oh.
And so actually his brother Hobbs is the one that has the crush injuries to his legs from probably being stepped on.
And you
one
said
of
he's
the
got
moms
2
does.
broke femurs, and then
Yeah.
the mom's
Got
also got.
a broken radius, and so her front leg, she's limping.
Oh.
But the nice thing is that everybody right now is on kennel rest because the wounds are actually sterile because there was no puncture
Opening,
through the
yeah.
skin.
So do
and
they cast it then, or do they just kind of let it
in
heal?
about 2 weeks, they'll go back in for X-ray rechecks.
Okay.
And we'll see how everything's healing. With little tiny baby nuggets, you can't. The bones are just so small,
I know
you couldn't even
nugget.
put
Really
a pin
do
in
anything?
there.
Yeah.
He wants to play.
So actually,
Some coffee?
Hobbs is doing awesome. And wants to try and keep up with his siblings, so he's just not allowed. Which is why he didn't get to come today.
Yeah,
he was
very
very
true.
jealous that I brought Calvin instead.
Yeah.
But
Kelvin
they
the
are
kitty, that's such a great
So,
name.
and they're so sweet. They're so happy and energetic.
It's afraid of it. It thinks it's a cow.
Yes,
That's
that's
a
right.
horrible thing to say.
He's gonna get it. Is what he's gonna
Get
do.
it,
Yeah.
kitty. Come on.
Okay, so we have Calvin here. We also have Hobbs, who's on bed rest.
Yep.
The
And then we
mom.
have both moms and aunts.
Yeah.
And then we have
Was those kitties with 2 moms?
they're co-parenting.
Oh, okay.
They're everybody.
You have to understand that in the kitty world, it's very liberal. They're open to things like that.
Liberal kittens.
It's one mom. When you have a broken leg, you can't really
Right.
take on who's who.
Sure.
And so the 2, everyone's brown tabby. So we actually don't know who is
Right.
related to who
Mm.
because moms are doing such a great job with both.
Yeah.
Both families. So we have 2 little girls and 4 little boys, and they have another about 6 weeks before they're ready for their final round of vaccines and to be spayed and neutered, and then they'll get to go home.
Perfect.
But they came in and they're probably in the 3-ish week range,
Mhm.
and then they were just small and not doing so hot. So we need to keep them for a little bit longer, but pretty soon here they'll be looking for.
Don't drop your cats off in a cow barn, people. If you have cats or kittens and you don't want them, take them to Laura.
We'll call first.
Yes,
Don't just
call
leave them on our
first.
doorstep,
Yeah,
especially in this weather. We have had some of
The
that.
cat's gonna call
Life-
somebody. See, look, the cat is saying, pick up the phone and call Laura. Okay, phone number.
681-0022.
Email.
Catkins, CATKINS _WI@yahoo.com.
We did meet a lady last week. Her name was Dorothy, but she's otherwise known as Sue.
Was known as Sue.
You also have the Facebook
The
page.
Facebook page, which is your favorite
Get
way
out
to
of there,
talk.
you weird.
No coffee Bridgertons. You have enough energy. I can't keep up with you as it is.
Okay,
Yes,
so
and
if you
Facebook's
would
your
like
favorite way
to,
talk.
adopt Kelvin here, or go out and take a look at Hobbs and see,
Yep, or
the
any of the
mommy.
other siblings.
Set up an appointment. You guys are open on Thursdays
from 3 to
until 7. Yep. Remember, they're volunteer only, so if you have a different time that you need to go, you can't be there Thursday, call, set up an appointment. They'll be more than happy to accommodate you.
They won't open the door if you just peek in the windows.
No.
Nope,
In fact, they
not
call
gonna
the police. And then you have to sit there for 15 minutes explaining to Chief Straits why you're there. All right, Laura, thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Once again, it's the Catkins Animal Rescue of the Week, sponsored by Phillips Veterinary Clinic. Anyway, we are now in the Phillips High School band room with the band director, Justin Lindgren. I forced him to do this interview. He doesn't. He did. He's a hippie, as you can tell. Carrying on with our all things Phillips High School theme for this weekend. Are you guys done? Or
Yeah,
Okay.
with you, not at you.
Yeah, absolutely. You notice me laughing right now. Anyway, we stopped by just to say hi and to find out what's going on with the band program. So, Justin, what is going on with the Phillips band program?
Well, we're busy. We're always busy. And the end of the semester, you start focusing on what's coming up next. Well, while all the other school subjects are looking at getting their finals and all their other stuff ready, we're actually looking at March, because March, music in our schools month is March, and that just happens to coincide with when we have the District Solo Ensemble Festival, which we will be hosting this year. That's when Prentice and Schwamigan come, and the kids have their music competition for solo and small group events, and so this is something the kids actually have to do on their own. They have to find their practice time, get their groups together, and do all that other stuff, and we pick off music off the list from the state website that they're judged on then at the solo ensemble. So that's kind of our focus now. And that actually is really good for the kids, because that's what really develops them as an individual player and as a musician, is that smaller focused music. We do large group stuff all the time. In the fall, the focus is marching and the pep band season, so football games. Winter, we have basketball that we'll do for the community, and then our concerts start. And the large group is good because it develops the concept of team, and it makes you have to listen to a large number of people and work together as a group. But you really, really, really develop as a musician by working on the individual stuff, the solos and the small ensembles. So that's what we're doing right now. We're getting ready for that. The music is very diverse. There's lots of options, and kids, we try and find a piece that the kids are going to really enjoy. So there's anything from, there's a lot of classical pieces. A lot of kids are working on Mozart solos. So if you like classical music, there'll be lots of opportunities for that. We have a jazz ensemble, which if you like jazz, and Schwamigan's got a phenomenal jazz group, so they'll be performing there too. So if you like jazz, you'll have an opportunity to hear that, and that'll manifest itself within some of the other events that are out there too. My favorite thing to listen to, and when I was in high school, participated were the large small groups. So the brass ensemble, the clarinet ensemble, the saxophone ensemble. I actually played in a bunch of those when I was in school. My favorite type of music to play is ragtime. So it's highbrow jazz is basically kind of what it is. It was the precursor to the jazz movement, and so I did that on piano and the saxophone quartets. I played in there's a lot of ragtime out there for sax. So
and of course, if you want to hear real talent, listen to the percussion groups. That's where you see true talent shine.
In case you didn't know, Paul's a drummer.
I'm a percussionist. Thank
Oh,
you.
I apologize.
Any random person can pick up drumsticks and call themselves
I've never
a drummer.
seen him play mallets though, so
I've
I
never-
don't know. Yeah.
I could.
We have
This
we
is
have
the
the
challenge.
marimba
This
here.
is the challenge. I'm so used to yelling, somebody get that drummer to be quiet.
And you never silence a drummer.
No, you just buy him a cage.
Okay, so that's coming up, and then you said your concerts are coming up, and that's usually a fourth quarter thing?
We do three main series a year. There's the holiday. There is the festival concerts, which it's linked to solo and ensemble, but it's the large group competitions. And then there's the spring show. So those are the three types a year. So while everything is based on quarters or semesters in the school, we're on more like a trimester kind of a thing, so we don't line up totally. So like I said, when everybody else is winding up or winding down, we're actually winding up for the next round.
Yeah. Okay. So now switching hats, you are also directing the Northwoods Players Spring Musical, which is?
Guys and Dolls.
Okay, is there just a lot of guys and playing with Barbies, or?
No.
Really?
It's a valid question.
Guys don't play with dolls. Guys have action figures.
The G.I. Joe is not a Barbie.
No, G.I. Joe is an action figure.
He has a gun for a reason. Get away from He-Man and Barbies for a second. Okay, Northwoods Players.
Sad.
I know, I would talk all day.
I really like the He-Man and Barbies a lot.
That'll be our next segment. Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls.
What is the premise of Guys and Dolls?
Well, Guys and Dolls is set in 1949, 1950 Broadway, New York City, and it's a fable. So it's kind of like a nursery rhymes deal story. It's not Broadway in reality. It's Broadway in caricature mode.
Okay.
So you've got characters who are they may represent people that you know, but it's not exactly how it is.
Sure.
So kind of cartoonish, but it's New York City, Broadway area, 1949, 1950. The premise being we've got a guy who's trying to make a living doing what he knows how to do best, and that's run an illegal crap game.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Craps.
Craps.
Not craps.
Craps. Yes. And
That could take us into a whole different direction. So we're gonna.
that's
craps.
Craps. Yes. And the story starts revolving around a guy named Nathan and how he's trying to find a way to host this game that he's been doing forever, how he makes his livelihood. And then what it actually turns out to be is it's a comedy about relationships, about how guys view relationships and how girls view relationships.
Completely different.
How they manipulate each other.
Manipulate? You look confused. Manipulate? What is that?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Apparently that was such a good joke, she fell off her chair.
Right down to the floor.
Yes.
I really want you to play some ragtime piano.
I can do that.
Can you
Could
do
you?
that?
That'd be
I can
awesome,
do
thank
that.
you.
I could do it.
That'd be awesome.
Can we get
Coming up, Justin Lindgren playing ragtime piano.
Don't you make an old joke. Local Choice with Tam and Disch. We'll see you next week.
Who's our sponsor?
Napa.
Of
Napa Park Falls.
I love Napa Park Falls.
I do too.
715-762-3717 on Highway 13 South in Park Falls.
I gotta
Say
go.
goodbye.
Goodbye, I'm getting a phone call.